Kia ora, Sharon.
Sure, Richard.
Sharon, last time we met as Mahoe, you brought an interesting article to us. Would you please introduce the author of the article? I'm
Yes.
sure the name will be known to many, and
Yeah,
the article itself, perhaps one or two of the main points. Thank you.
absolutely. Yeah. So the article was by Walter Brueggemann, who I'm just seeing here this was an article from 1999, but it said he was Professor Emeritus of Old Testament at Columbia Theological Seminary in Georgia. But also had been Professor of Old Testament at Princeton, I believe. And he died recently at the age of 92. He was a prolific author and preacher and teacher, and much loved, I think. And, for me, as for many others, quite influential in our thinking and theology formation. And so I just chose an article of his online because, there's just so much Brueggemann that can be read. This one was called The Liturgy of Abundance, the Myth of Scarcity. And this was, I think, a kind of a theme that Brueggemann talked about a lot in recent years. And this idea that we live into this story of scarcity, that there's never enough. And so we have to hold things to ourselves and protect it, versus what he understands as the gospel message of God, the God of abundance, that there is more than enough, and that's evidenced throughout Scripture, but particularly it comes to fulfillment in Jesus. His talk of feasts and his feeding of the 5,000, where there's always lots left over, and and what that calls out of us and the way that we live. I think another part of this piece around scarcity and abundance that Brueggemann also talked about quite a bit was about Sabbath practice as a way of living into the recognition of the abundance of God and the gift of life that God gives us. So that's another theme that he touches on in this paper, but he has written more extensively on that elsewhere.
Yeah.
But just lovely. Brueggemann has such a beautiful use of language. Just one sentence out of many in this article that I find so kind of appealing. We must confess that the central problem of our lives is that we're torn apart by the conflict between our attraction to the good news of God's abundance and the power of our belief in scarcity. So scattered throughout the article, ideas like that. So worth read.
Yeah. Oh, thank you very much, Sharon. That's timely article, and as you say, written some time ago, but still very penetrating and relevant.
Absolutely.
For us. The Liturgy of Abundance, the Myth of Scarcity.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Sharon.
Thanks, Richard.